welcome to my channel. My name is Martine, and if you are new here, I do videos on Vedic astrology mainly, but also with some tropical insights, and I focus on both relationship and natal astrology. And if you like this video and you would like to see more content from me, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel. Also consider clicking the notifications bell if you want to see when I will post a new video. Also, if you are interested in a private reading, I do readings in astrology on a variety of topics ranging from relationship readings to career to transits for 2-3 years, or solar return charts or predictions for 1 year, etc. You are free to email me at the email address that I will leave in the video description, and I can send you a pricing list and reading options and any other details that you might require. Also, I want to mention that I have started membership options on this channel, and the short of it, just to give you the short perks that you will get if you choose to join the membership section, you will get 1 extra video per month for each membership stage or tier. So for the first tier, you will get 1 extra video per month. For the second tier, you will get 2 extra videos per month, so you will have access to level 1 and level 2 videos. And for level 3 or third tier, you will get 3 extra videos per month. The level 1 and level 3 videos are going to be on a variety of topics, so basically anything related to astrology, but it will be content that is not shown on my regular usual videos, right? So this is members only exclusive content, and it can range from, tips and tricks on how to read a horoscope to, I haven't done this yet, but I plan on doing maybe members only astrological synastry for famous couples, for instance, or the analysis of famous people's horoscopes, but then I can also get into divisional charts, etc., etc. So all kinds of things. The level 1 or second tier of membership options is especially related to synastry astrology topics, meaning relationship-oriented astrology. So this could be things like how to discover which kind of partner archetype is right for you according to your horoscope, or it could be, again, different characteristics, whether you're going to have a good marriage according to your horoscope or a less than stellar marriage. But you can find more concrete examples in the lists that you will find in the video description, because I have added the playlists where you can already see all the videos that I have posted in each members section. So yeah, you can see what videos you will have access to from the ones that I have already done. But I will continue to post, like I said, 1 extra video per month for each level of membership. And in addition to that, in the members only section, you will have access to members only polls, and you will also have priority when it comes to getting your comments replied to on my channel. And you will also have stickers that basically show up next to your username that show that you are a member, and a couple of exclusive emojis. All right, so that's pretty much all the perks that you can have as a member on my channel. If you're curious, you can check the video description for more details as well, or you can click the join button under any of my videos to also see the prices, because the prices will be shown in your local currency. All right, in addition to the members only section, I also have a tarot channel, and I post there semi-regularly, and I will be linking the tarot channel in the video description as well as in the pinned comment. It's called Martine's Tarot. So if you are curious about tarot, if you're into it, maybe check out my channel, maybe subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for listening to this intro. And now I'm going to get straight into today's topic. Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome to another video from me. So this is going to be a pretty short one, and it's on the topic of relationships. Now, I've actually gotten the inspiration to do this video after I posted my latest tarot reading on my tarot channel. Again, if you're curious to see that, I'm going to link the tarot channel in the video description so you can check it out. But after I posted that, and many times in the past also at previous tarot readings, I would get replies like, this description for my future spouse or my potential romantic partner sounds a lot like me. And those of you who are watching tarot readings, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about, because I think everyone at some point has watched a tarot reading. Well, actually, let me backtrack. Not everyone. But there are some people in particular that it seems like every time they get a tarot reading, it sounds like the description for their future spouse, if the tarot reading is about a future spouse or the kind of partner that they're going to have, sounds a lot like them, even when it comes to physical appearance. So it got me thinking about the topic of what configurations in the horoscope actually show this. Like, what configurations in the horoscope will point to the fact that you look alike like your partner. Not just physically, not just look alike, actually, that you are similar to your partner. So that means personality, that means it can be personality, it can be values, but overall, like your general vibe, your general energy, temperament is a lot like your partner. Well, first of all, let me start by saying that remember that your horoscope, even though it shows insights into the kind of spouse that you're going to have and the kind of romantic partners you're going to attract and are going to be attracted to, it's also ultimately your horoscope. So every part of your horoscope also points out to a part of you, basically. So to some extent, even though, for instance, in a woman's horoscope, so those of you who have watched my channel for a long time, you know the theory, right? So in a woman's horoscope, according to some schools of Vedic astrology, Jupiter is the husband, Mars is the boyfriend archetype. According to other schools, Mars is also the husband, okay? But the bottom line is, in a woman's horoscope, especially a straight woman, right? The Mars and Jupiter placements are the strongest indicators, together with some other things, right? Like the 7th house, the Darakaraka. But these are the strongest indicators of the kind of husband, the kind of man that she is going to attract or be attracted to. And however, that does not mean that this Mars and Jupiter energy is not also showing up in her own personality, right? It's that whole animus and anima theory from Jung that basically says that every woman is looking for her male counterpart, which is basically the projection of her own repressed masculine characteristics, right? Which in a woman's horoscope would be shown by the masculine planets like Mars, Jupiter, Sun, predominantly, maybe a little bit of Rahu. And this is where it gets tricky. Well, actually not particularly tricky. It's very simple. If in a woman's horoscope, for instance, she has conjunctions between, well, actually irrespective, whether this is a man or a woman or anyone in between, if you have a lot of conjunctions between masculine and feminine planets, it means that a lot of the times you will own and identify with the parts of your personality that pertain to the opposite sex, so to speak. So let me put it in a more simple way. So if you have, let's say, Sun conjunct Moon in your horoscope as a woman, that means that as a woman, your feminine energy shown by the Moon is intertwined with the masculine energy of the Sun. So this means that this kind of a woman is a lot less likely to suppress the part of her personality that the Sun dominates in her horoscope, because she will integrate it as part of her sense of identity and overall personality, because the Sun is conjunct her Moon. And since women will naturally have an inclination to identify with the feminine sides of their personality, they're more readily going to accept the Moon energy, the Moon and Venus, right, which are the most feminine energies. And they're more likely to disown parts of their personalities that are seen as masculine. At least this has been the case for most of human history because of societal norms, right? Women being told that they have to be demure and helpless, and they have to suppress absolutely any part of their personality that does not match the social expectations, right? of the time, which has been most times until maybe 100 years from now. 100 years ago, sorry, right after feminism, when it started to become acceptable for a woman to also show her masculine sides of the personality. But even then, very slowly, even nowadays, I'm pretty sure you're going to find plenty of women who suppress their masculine energies, right? However, so this is one aspect. This is one situation where you will see people that are drawn to spouses that seem like they're kind of similar to them. Because if you have a lot of conjunctions, so if you have each of your masculine planet in conjunction to another feminine planet, it means that you have already integrated those characteristics into your own personality, the same characteristics that you would be looking for in an ideal spouse, let's say, right? So it seems like you're attracted to people that are similar. This is not so much in terms of physical appearance, but this is in terms of personality. Of course, a lot of this also depends on individual horoscopes, and it depends on what these planets rule in that particular horoscope. However, the strongest indicators, as far as I have noticed, of you being attracted to a person who is similar to you in temperament and even sometimes in physical appearance is, well, two things. First and foremost, it's connections between the first house and the seventh house of the horoscope, especially in the D1 chart. Because the seventh house is the spouse, the first house is you. So, if you in your horoscope have first house lord falling into the seventh house lord falling into the first house, a conjunction between the first and seventh house lords in any other house, right? Or even an aspect, right? Let's say you have the seventh house lord aspecting the first house lord, or the seventh house lord aspecting the first house, even to some extent. But these are lesser degrees, right? The strongest aspects are when you have first house lord in the seventh house lord in the first, or a conjunction of these two in any house. Another thing is a sign interchange, right? So if the first house lord is Venus, let's say, seventh house lord is going to be Mars, and you have Mars in Taurus and Venus in Scorpio, right? So it means that they're each in the sign that the other one rules. That's a sign interchange. It also has a name. There's a particular name for this yoga, but I keep forgetting it. Doesn't really matter, but these are the energies you want to look for, right? So in these cases, these are the strongest signifiers that you're going to be attracted to a spouse that is similar to you. Because again, seventh house, the spouse, first house is you, your trajectory, your personality, even your physical appearance. The second strongest aspect is when you have Sun influencing, well, actually, let me put it like this. There's this aspect in Vedic astrology, okay? So you have to look at the seventh house from the Atmakaraka. So especially in the, well, not especially, you have to look at this in the first chart, the D1 chart. You also have to look at it in the D9 chart. To some extent, also the D7. But the D7 is not that important, actually, when it comes to romance and overall appearance and all that. But let's look at the first, the natal chart and the Navamsha, right? So you have to look at the seventh house from your Atmakaraka. If the sun is sitting in the seventh house from the Atmakaraka, either in the D1 or the D9, or it's aspecting the seventh house from the Atmakaraka. Let's say the seventh from the Atmakaraka is Leo. To some extent, this also applies because Leo is ruled by the sun. This is another strong indicator that your spouse is going to share a lot of characteristics with you. Okay, and this includes even physical traits. To a lesser extent, this can also be applied when the sun itself is the Atmakaraka, because then you already have a sun energy there. But that's pretty, again, it's a lesser extent. The strongest is when you have the sun in the seventh house from the Atmakaraka. This is coming pretty much from ancient texts. You can also see this to some extent, not when it comes to physical appearance, but when it comes to characteristics, interests, overall life path. You can also see this when you have an aspect or a conjunction between the Atmakaraka and the Darakaraka. in the horoscope, in the D1 chart especially. But this would be the least important, I would say, out of all of them, you know, because a lot would depend on other configurations. It could just show, for instance, you are going to share the same trajectory of destiny as your partner. So maybe not necessarily that you're going to look alike or that you're going to have very similar characteristics. So a lot has to be seen from what else is going on in the horoscope. But pretty much these are the aspects I wanted to talk about because this topic shows up a lot. Like I said, mostly I've noticed it in tarot readings, but sometimes you also get it in astrology, you know, sometimes people will say things like, I've done some consultations, for instance, where some people have said, you know, that characterization of my spouse actually sounds a lot like me as well. Which again makes sense, especially in these horoscopes where you have these kinds of configurations that I talked about. Even where you don't have these configurations, you know, people nowadays, because they are more free and because gender, especially in the West, is not as important, people don't repress the parts of them that are, like I said, in the past would have been repressed because they seem to pertain to the opposite sex, right? For a man, it would be the other way around. Men would be more likely to repress their moon and Venus energy, right? But nowadays, men can be in touch with their feelings and they can, I don't know, have creative hobbies and they can be sensitive and write poetry. So they don't have to necessarily repress that and just seek a partner who shows those characteristics. They can also live those characteristics themselves. So that's pretty much what my take is. Okay, it's a very short video. I might talk about this topic maybe more in depth at some point in the future, especially if I do more research. But this has been it. If you have enjoyed it, please comment in the comment section, like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Click on the notifications bell to see when I will post a new video. Also, if you're interested in the membership section, check out the introductory part. There is more of a detailed description there. And if you're interested in a private reading, check out the video description as well. I've left my email address. You can email me for a pricing list and other details about how to get a private reading. And last but not least, like I said, I have a tarot channel. I will leave it in the video description, so go ahead and check it out. Maybe subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you in my next video.